Last year we saw Everton sign Moise Kean from Juventus, a deal that surprised people as Kean was seen as a fantastic prospect in world football, and to see him join the Premier League was somewhat out of the blue. It excited people, but so far he hasn't been able to show too much to back up the hype around him. A year on, Ancelotti is the manager going into the new season, so will he begin to get Moise Kean firing in the Premier League? The excitement built around Moise Kean as he rose through the youth ranks at Juventus and was a player scoring goals for fun. The 15-16 season saw Kean score 24 goals in 25 games, playing for the Juventus under-17 side, averaging a goal every 83 minutes, playing usually as a left winger but a few games as a striker. The season after, Kean started playing as a striker every game and was playing for the Juventus Primavera team. In the league that season, he played 900 minutes and averaged a goal or an assist every 56 minutes. Scoring 11 and assisting 5 in 13 league games, he was producing very impressive numbers, and as such made a name for himself, and football fans ever since have been interested in what he can develop into. The 17-18 season then saw him go on loan to Hellas Verona, where he was only able to score 4 in the 1,100 minutes that he played. Then in the 18-19 season, he broke through at Juventus into the first team towards the end of the campaign. His first start in the Serie A saw him play against Udinese, and he was able to score 2 goals in that game. And this then gave him some confidence as he was able to score 6 goals in 6 games after that. Kean is the type of player that does like having the ball at his feet. He's a player with good control of the ball. He has the drive to take on the opposition when he has the ball, and this is what he would have got used to doing when playing on the left wing in his early Juventus days. But he's also a player with good anticipation and has the qualities to develop into a good striker. He showed this in that spell of form at Juventus. In that first start against Udinese, the first goal was a cross from the left. Kean positioned himself between the two defenders. The first centre-back misses the block and Kean is there to finish the opportunity. This first goal showed that he has the mind of a striker. When the ball is won on the left side of the pitch, he instantly looks at the defenders to make the right run and be in a position to bury the chance created. The second goal came from Matuidi pressing their midfielder, meaning that the ball was played loose. Kean used his incredible acceleration to be the first onto the ball, run with it into the box and finish with style. Clever footwork and a toe poke with his right luckily deflects, but it was good technique. What this second goal showed was Kean using his acceleration to his advantage, seeing the loose ball and running onto it before the opposition defender did. As well as that though, being a striker who will take the ball into the box using his pace, and even though it did deflect, he noticed there was a space to shoot at the near post. So then this is where Everton came in. At the beginning of August 2019, they agreed a £25 million deal for the Italian, which of course got fans excited to see what he could do in the Premier League. Upon his arrival, Marco Silva was the manager and he utilised him a lot at the start of the season. However, only getting an assist under the management of Silva. Even after Silva, it took a while for his first goal. It finally came against Newcastle United in a 2-2 draw. He noticed the defender moving out of position, so he moved into the space behind him. A lobbed ball over the top which he took down and waited for the right moment to strike it in the back of the net, showing that he had that striker instinct of noticing a defender's mistake and then keeping composure, waiting for the right moment to shoot and bag his first goal. His other goal came against Bournemouth in a 3-1 loss. It was the last game of the season, so after the restart of football, and it went alongside an overall good performance. He completed 3 dribbles from 7 attempted, created 3 chances and had 4 shots with 3 on target. The goal was very similar to those scored at Juventus. As the ball goes to the right with Coleman looking to create a chance, Kean is moving in the box looking for space and the defenders aren't tracking his movement. Walcott puts the ball across the face of the net and Kean is at the back to tap it in, a striker's type of goal, being in the right place when the ball is on a plate to score. Being a player who has a mix of qualities, dribbling, acceleration, chance creating as seen in the Bournemouth game, and also his hold-up play was impressive in that game too. What stands out is that in his last 2 starts he was able to score in both of those games. When shown faith and given more minutes in a match, he seems to play well. He missed out on just 4 Premier League games in 2020, however only 3 of them were starts, usually coming off the bench and playing on average 17 minutes per match when he's been subbed on in 2020. In both of the games that he started, he was able to complete 3 dribbles and have 3 shots on target, so he was getting the chances to score and as such finished one in each game. I find Moise Kean to be a similar player to Anthony Martial at Manchester United, in the fact that he's been a winger previously, he doesn't look like a classic number 9 and he likes the ball at his feet. The difference with Kean and Martial is that Kean already has the striker instinct of being in the right position to score, whereas Martial has had to learn that a little more, and Solskjaer has helped him with that this year. As Ollie described, described it, scoring those scrappy goals is what Martial needed to start doing. Kean is already used to doing this, as we've looked at in his time at Juventus and his last goal against Bournemouth. Even more impressively, Kean had a fantastic goal conversion rate at Juventus in the 18-19 season with 46%, proving that the finishing quality is there and improving the quality of chances he gets by moving into dangerous spaces. With Martial, as well as starting to score more goals, he does like to take on players, and he averaged 1.7 successful dribbles per 90 in the Premier League last season. Kean has 2.7 successful dribbles per 90, which is in fact the most in the Everton squad, showing that even in the short time he gets on the pitch, he's still able to complete dribbles. The signs are there for Kean to make a difference for Everton when he's on the pitch. Maybe he just needs backing from the manager. And well, from a recent article on the Everton website, this may be what will happen in the upcoming Premier League season. Firstly, Kean said himself, "When we come back, I'm going to be ready to show the boss I'm always ready to help my team and play well. Every day he asks me to do more and I try and show him I can be in the team. He asks me to be focused and always give more, and I try to repay him." Before the end of the season, Ancelotti said that Kean needs to remain patient and that next season will be better. I think he showed on the last game that he has the quality to challenge for a space in the first team. And those players that are in the team is what Ancelotti also talked about, saying he didn't play a lot last season, but you have to consider the competition among the front players in our squad is really high because we have fantastic strikers. Which ultimately is the big thing for Kean, breaking into the first team as a striker when Everton have been playing Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, and both of them have been performing well together. Calvert-Lewin's good performances coming after Silva left and before the suspension of the league. However, he's since struggled by not scoring in the last 10 games of the season. Now this is where Kean will get his opportunities. It's not all the time that Calvert-Lewin will be scoring. Like at the end of the season, he was starting every game and not scoring. Kean gets an opportunity and takes it by scoring. I think it's clear that he is a striker and this is how he plays best. It's where he's been able to score his goals. In Ancelotti's 4-4-2, Richarlison is a striker and a creator, being the link between the midfield, taking the ball into the final third and creating for Calvert-Lewin, who is a pure goal scorer. With these two roles that he has in this strike partnership, you'd think that Moise Kean fits into Calvert-Lewin's role, finding spaces and giving the creator a dangerous passing option. Richarlison, I feel, is too important for Ancelotti, and he sees him as the main outlet when transitioning with his direct style of play. Teammates look for Richarlison and he can turn the possession that they have into an attacking opportunity, as well as scoring goals himself. Now you could say that Kean is also a chance creator. He has the dribbling ability that Richarlison has. However, from what I've seen of him, even though he can play some good passes, he doesn't create as well and as consistently as what Richarlison does. Therefore, a partnership of Kean and Calvert-Lewin wouldn't work for me. Carlo may choose to continue with the 4-2-3-1 which he played in the final 2 games of the season, with Richarlison on the left and Kean or Calvert-Lewin as the lone striker. It would still see Richarlison cutting inside and moving into central areas, with Digne providing the width when attacking. We'll see if him using this formation was a test for next season or not next month. I asked my Discord community if Moise Kean will become a success at Everton and how he could fit into Ancelotti's team. Firstly, C. Blythe suggesting that Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin are used as the strike partnership and Bernard and Kean on the wings. Kean, as we discussed, can be used as a winger. However, the more I look into him, you can see why he's being used as a striker more often now. Either way, it will be interesting to see if Carlo attempts to get them all into one team. Calais said it depends on how Ancelotti continues with the club and who comes in this summer. The Premier League is much stronger than the Italian league, both mentally and physically, so he needs physical and mental work. We have to remember that he had world-class players helping him and playing with him in a dominant team, something that Everton is not in the Premier League. I think this will be the season he needs to prove himself. He has the talent to fit into that front two, but he needs to use that talent to score goals. For sure, it's different for Kean with the players around him, but he's getting into the right positions throughout a game, and players who can make that pass to him will be needed. When talking about the talent, it is there, and when the belief has been shown in him with the last 2 starts, he's been able to perform. Maybe this will be a reoccurring theme. AL said if Carlo continues with the 4-4-2, try to partner Kean up with Calvert-Lewin and play Richarlison on the right. As I said, I'd go with Kean and Richarlison as the strike partnership, but never rule anything out. Carlo will want to experiment and see how different partnerships get on, so maybe we'll see this at some point. Comment below, do you think Kean will succeed in the Premier League? Plus, join my Discord to have your say on future video debates. I recommend that you don't miss out on future videos. Subscribe to Route 1 and like the video if you did enjoy.